light fell across your face, but your eyes were somewhere else, a distant place. I whispered secrets you no longer heard. Our quiet room swallowed every word. I tried to hold on, but you slipped like rain, a gentle touch I couldn't retain. The day I felt you drift away, everything I knew just went astray. Every heartbeat, every sigh left me wondering why we said goodbye. I still see your shadow in the hall, empty echoes bouncing off the walls. I reach for moments that can't return. In the silence, my own heart burns. I held your laughter close to mine, but some love is never meant to shine. The day I felt you drift away, everything I knew just went astray. Every heartbeat, every sigh left me wondering why we said goodbye. Maybe someday, somewhere we'll find a love that lingers gentle and kind. But for now I breathe through the pain, learning to love myself again. The day I felt you drift away, everything I knew just went astray. Every heartbeat, every sigh left me wondering why we said goodbye. The day I felt you drift away, I remember you, but I'll be okay. I'll remember you, but I'll be okay. The day I felt you drift away. I watched your eyes drift to someone new, while I held the pieces that belonged to you. Every promise that we once believed faded away, leaving me deceived. I tried to keep a fire that you let die, whispered my love into the silent sky. I held on to what you set free. I carried our dreams through endless nights, even when they faded out of sight. I held on to what you let go, clutching memories that only I know. Every heartbeat, every tear kept the love that disappeared. Maybe someday I let it all fall, release the weight, answer the call. But for now, I keep it inside, a quiet love I cannot hide. I held on to what you let go, clutching memories that only I know. Every heartbeat, every tear kept the love that disappeared. I held on to what you let go, and slowly I began to grow. Slowly I began to grow. I held on to what you let go. I used to feel your heartbeat next to mine. Now silence fills the space we left behind. Whispers of laughter echo in the room, but shadows grow as love meets its gloom. I reached for you, but you slipped away. A gentle warmth that couldn't stay. The kind of love that slowly fades, leaves quiet nights and empty days. Every smile, every touch we knew fades like morning mist in the blue. I see your face in the crowd sometimes, a fleeting glance, a hint of old rhymes. I try to hold on, but the colors dim, our melody lost in a fading hymn. I whispered prayers that love could remain, but echoes return only your name. The kind of love that slowly fades, leaves quiet nights and empty days. Every smile, every touch we knew fades empty days. Every smile, every touch we knew fades like a morning mist in the blue. The kind of love that slowly fades. I'll hold the memory and face new ways. I'll hold the memory and face new ways. The kind of love that slowly fades. I trace the shadow where your coat used to hang. The air still carried the coffee you never drank. Every corner whispered secrets we never said. I loved you loudest inside my quiet head. I should have fought harder when the silence grew. Held your hand tighter when you slipped into blue. But I let the moment drift like smoke in the rain. Now the hurt arrives before the pain. I missed you before you left, before the door ever closed. Felt the goodbye living in every word you never spoke. Your absence was already carved in the shape of my days. I've been grieving you quietly in 1,000 small ways. I missed you before you left. Your laugh still echoes in the hallway at 3. But it's only the wind playing tricks on me. I keep your favorite song on repeat in the dark, trying to find the place where we lost the spark. I should have said stay when my pride said run. Should have been honest when the damage was done. Now every sunrise feels like an apology for the love I buried so you could be free. I missed you before you left, before the suitcase hit the floor. Heard the end in every step you took toward the door. Your leaving was written in glances I tried to ignore. I've been carrying ghosts of what we were before. I missed you before you left. Maybe it's already too late. Too late. I missed you before you left, and I'm still missing you now. In the spaces between breaths, in the weight of this vow, you're gone, but the longing keeps blooming somehow, like wildflowers breaking through concrete ground. I missed you, God, I miss you. Before you left, before you left, the quiet already knew I missed you. I'll always miss you. We sat on opposite ends of the same worn couch, your fingers tracing circles where mine used to touch. The TV flickered blue, but neither of us watched, just counting the seconds before one of us would flinch. I swallowed the words like broken glass at night. You looked away, pretending everything was fine. We built this perfect silence, wall by wall. Now I'm screaming inside, where you'll never hear the fall. What we never had the courage to say still lives between us every single day. I need you to stay. I'm scared that you'll go. I love you more than you'll ever know. We let the truth die in the spaces we made. What we never had the courage to say. Your suitcase weighted open like an accusation. I folded your favorite shirt with hesitation. We spoke in groceries, weather, polite good nights, while the real conversation burned holes in the lights. I almost reached for your hand at the door, almost begged you not to become a memory anymore. But pride is a crueler lover than loneliness ever what we never had the courage to say. And hearts don't rewind, so I'm left with the echo of words left behind. What we never had the courage to say still echoes louder the longer you're away. I'm sorry I froze, please come back to me. You were always the only place that I felt free. We lost what was real in the fear we obeyed. What we never had the courage to say. And if you ever wonder why I still look away, it's because those unsaid words are the only place you stayed. You text me good morning, then disappear by noon. Left me reading old messages under the same moon. Your arms around me felt like a temporary release, warm until the moment you decided to release. I kept collecting pieces you never meant to give. Told myself half a heart was still a way to live, but every almost touch left bruises I couldn't name. You gave me just enough to keep me in the game. You loved me in half measures, never all the way. A whisper of forever that faded by the day. You held me like a secret you weren't ready to claim. Left me starving for the fire you only gave a flame. Half measures, half measures, and I still stayed. You'd say I miss you in the middle of the night, then wake up acting like it never saw the light. I learned the shape of your maybe, wore it like a crown while you kept one foot steady on the way out of town. I painted full futures on your unfinished lines, drank your someday promises like expensive wine. But the glass was always half empty when you turned around, and I drowned in the silence of the love you never found. You loved me in half measures, never deep enough. Offered me a lifeline, then called it just a bluff. You kissed me like a habit you could easily break, left echoes of devotion that were always half awake. Half measures, and I still ached. I wonder if you ever love someone completely, or if partial is the only version you know how to be. I gave you every fraction, every trembling part. You took the light and left me holding just the dark. I deserve the whole sky, not a borrowed star. You loved me in half measures, but I loved you complete. Poured my entire ocean at your hesitant feet. Now I'm learning how to walk away from what was never mine, healing from a love that only showed up half the time. No more half measures, no more half measures. I'm finally mine. You loved me in half measures, but I won't love that way again. We used to finish each other's sentences at dawn. Now how was your day feels like reciting a foreign song. Your laugh moved to someone else's stories on my feet, while I sit here memorizing the back of your head. The small rituals faded one unnoticed breath at a time. Coffee for two became coffee for one by design. I kept waiting for the moment you'd turn and see that the person you once knew was still right here, still me. I watched us turn into strangers. No dramatic goodbye, just 1,000 tiny deaths beneath the same sky. Your eyes forgot the way they used to find mine. We became polite ghosts in the wreckage of us and mine. I watched it happen, slow like winter arriving. I watched us turn into strangers, still surviving. Stop reaching for my hand in crowded rooms. I stopped asking why the silence felt like tunes. Traded inside for surface level weather. And I love you became something we don't say together. I replayed every warning sign like film on repeat. The way your later turned permanent, incomplete. I should have fought louder when the distance grew tall, but I let it happen, watch the writing on the wall. I watched us turn into strangers. No fight, no blame, just erosion disguised as life staying the same. Your voice on the phone lost its warmth overnight. We're civil now, careful, pretending it's alright. I watched it happen like sand slipping through. I watched us turn into strangers. Me without you. If I could pause time on the last night we felt like home, I'd whisper every unsaid thing before we turned to stone. But love doesn't warn you when it's quietly packing to leave. It just lets you watch the stranger you once swore you'd never be. And now I carry your absence like a second skin. The stranger you became is the hardest place I've been. I watched us turn in the strangers, and I'm still watching the end. Every memory flickers like a signal losing strength. You're happy somewhere new. I hope that much is true. While I'm learning how to live inside the echo of losing you, I watched us turn, I watched us fade into strangers we never thought we'd trade. I watched us turn into strangers, and the strangest part is I still recognize your shadow in every empty heart. We lay in the dark and I bit my tongue again. Every fear I swallowed felt like saving us from pain. Your breathing next to mine was the only sound I heard. I told myself that quiet love would never need a word. I built a wall of stillness, thick and soft and kind. Thought if nothing ever broke, nothing ever died. I wore that heavy comfort like a blanket made of stone, never seeing how the silence carved us both alone. I thought silence meant safe, like a harbor ask if I was happy, I'd answer with a nod, while inside me every unsaid storm began to flood. We danced around the edges of the things we couldn't face, pretending calm was courage in its most elegant grace. I watched the distance widen in the pauses we allowed. Every night I chose restraint instead of reaching out. I believed the less I spoke, the less that I could lose, until the love we guarded turned into something we outgrew. I thought silence meant safe, like a promise sealed in glass, but it cracked beneath the weight of everything we never asked. All the nights I let the dark speak louder than my heart became the final chapter where we slowly fell apart. I thought silence meant safe. God, how wrong I was. Now I understand that safety never lives in fear, that love requires voices even when the words feel near. I traded honest thunder for a whisper made of dust, and lost the only person who could ever earn my trust. If I could go back to that bed, I'd scream until it shook. Instead I'm left with echoes of the words I never took. I thought silence meant safe, but it was the thief in disguise, stealing every future from behind my quiet eyes. I'm learning now that courage is the only thing that saves, the kind of love that doesn't die inside a silent grave. No more hiding, no more pretending I'm alright. I thought silence meant safe, but it cost me my life. I thought silence meant safe. Now the silence is all I have, and it sounds just like but that. The mornings got colder, though the calendar said spring. Your laugh arrived later and left on quieter wings. We passed the same hallway like ships in the night, still saying I'm fine, while the distance grew wide. I felt the shift in the way you folded the clothes, a little less careful, a little less close. We never named the crack that was forming below, just kept walking forward, pretending we didn't know. We lost each other softly, like rain on a window pane. No thunder, no scream, lost each other softly, without a trace. The photos stayed up, but the stories went dark. Your favorite sweater now hangs cold in the dark. We stopped reaching across the table at night. The silence felt normal, almost polite. I kept telling myself it was only a phase, that gentle goodnights could still carry the flame. But every small step back was a step we both chose, until the love we once carried quietly froze. We lost each other softly, like petals leaving the rose. No violence, no ending, just a gradual close. The future we whispered became a forgotten line. We turned into people who once felt like mine. We lost each other softly, one breath at a time. If I could rewind to the first day the warmth slipped away, I'd pull you back gently and beg you to stay. But love doesn't shout when it starts to depart. It simply stops knocking at the door of your heart. Now I carry the weight of the things we let die in the softest of ways, under the softest of skies. We lost each other softly, but the lesson burns bright. I'll never again love in half-hearted light. I'll speak when it matters, I'll hold when it's real. No more quiet drifting, no more silent appeal. We lost each other softly, but I found how to heal. We lost each other softly, like a song that ends too soon. The softest kind of forever that ended in one afternoon. The room is louder when you're gone. Every clock ticks like it's wrong. I hear your name in passing cars and have forgotten radio songs. Your absence hums beneath my skin, a low note I can't tune out. It's everywhere I've ever been, but never where I am now. Silence isn't empty here, it's filled with everything we were. If missing you had a sound, it'd be the echo after love breaks down. A quiet scream I never made, a record skipping on your name. It night talks I never meant to keep. I sleep with words I never said, still burning underneath. I turn the volume of my life down just to feel you near. But every song I try to play brings back the way you disappear. I trade the noise of being strong just to hear where we went wrong. If missing you had a sound, it'd be the echo after love breaks down. A quiet scream I never make, a record skipping on your name. It wouldn't fade, it wouldn't drown, it'd follow me through every town. If missing you had a sound, it'd be the loudest one I've found. Maybe one day I'll learn the tune of living life without you. But right now, every beat I hear still thinks that you're supposed to be here. If missing you had a sound, I'd finally let it out. I'd let it shake, I'd let it cry, till the silence learns goodbye. It won't define me, but right now it's teaching me how to feel it out. If missing you had a sound, I'd turn it down, but not yet now, until the quiet learns my name. I'll listen to the love that remains. I talked to you in paragraphs, you answered me in signs. I kept 1,000 feelings, you kept crossing lines. I watched your eyes grow distant, still called it just a phase. I stayed and stitched the silence, you slowly walked away. I thought love meant waiting, even when it hurts. Didn't know my honesty would make your world reverse. This is what my heart's felt when yours went quiet on me. I bled in every sentence while you chose not to speak. I loved you out loud, you loved me discreet. This is what my heart spilled when yours went quiet on me. I read between your pauses like they were written truths. I blame myself for questions you never wanted to choose. Every unfound you whispered was a door you closed. I was holding all the weight of a love you let go. You didn't break me loudly, you faded that my heart spilled, and yours went quiet on me. Maybe some hearts love deeper, maybe some hearts hide, but silence is still leaving, even if no one cries. I won't beg for echoes from a voice that chose to fade. I'm done pouring my soul into love that won't stay. This is what my heart spilled, but I'm cleaning it up now. I won't apologize for loving too loud. If your quiet was freedom, then my pain was the cost. But I found my voice again in everything I lost. Next time my heart speaks, it won't speak alone. The room still holds your shadow, like it never learned to fade. Your coffee cup remembers every morning that we played. The city sleeps without you, but I stay wide awake, counting all the moments I forgot to say. They say time is a healer, but it skips a few scars. Every night I look upward, and there you are. The moon still knows your name, whispers it through silver light, while I pretend I'm stronger than these lonely nights. The world keeps moving on, but I stay the same. The moon still knows your name. Your laugh lives in the hallway of a house I don't go back. I packed up all the memories, still left a piece unpacked. I've learned how not to miss you in the daylight's frame, but the dark keeps asking why I'm still the one in pain. I don't cry like I used to, I don't call anymore, but my heart still listens for footsteps at the door. The moon still knows your name, writes it softly in the sky. Every star's a reminder just won't live it in my head. If loving you was a season, I survived the rain. The moon still knows your name, but I don't need the pain. Tonight I let the moon remember, so I don't have to. Learned your name in heartbeats, not in words we used to say. Every silence had a rhythm, only I could feel that way. You never left your footsteps on the floor or on the street, but you settled somewhere deeper, where my breath and blood still meet. I don't hear you when I'm calling, I don't see you when I turn, but my body keeps on knowing every place you didn't burn. Your memory sleeps in my pulse, like it never learned to go. Every beat repeats the moment I was loving you alone. I don't cry the way I used to, I don't break, I just exist. Your memory sleeps in my pulse, like a secret I can't dismiss. I fold the days like letters, never sent but never gone. I speak your name in whispers when the night is holding on. You don't haunt my dreams anymore, you don't call me in my sleep. You just stay beneath the surface where my heart refuses peace. I'm forgiven what you couldn't, I've released what I can bear, but some love lives in the body, even when the mind's repaired. Your memory sleeps in my pulse, soft and steady, never loud. It doesn't hurt the way it did then, it just weighs me like a cloud. I moved on in all the right ways, still there's something I can't lose. Your memory sleeps in my pulse, like a truth I didn't choose. Maybe love is not a feeling, maybe it's a mark in time, something written in the nerve ends, something living past goodbye. If I ever stop remembering, if my heart forgets its role, I'll still feel you in the echo of the life inside my soul. Your memory sleeps in my pulse, but it doesn't own me now. I can carry what we were without asking myself how. I won't beg the but my future beats brand new. I don't need you to be near me. My heart remembers enough. Feels wider than it should, like it's missing something good. Every chair knows how you sat, every corner whispers back. I didn't break when you walked out. I stayed too calm, I stayed too proud. But now the quiet hits too deep, like pain learning how to breathe. I thought the hurt would fade with time, but it learned my daily life. Everything hurts where you used to be. Every space remembers you and me. Even joy feels incomplete, like it's standing on weak knees. I don't cry, I don't fall apart, I just take in every part. Everything hurts where you used to be, and I don't know who I'm meant to be. Your name doesn't break my chest, it just lingers, never rests. Like a bruise I learned to hide, under moments I survive. I pass the places we once knew, they feel empty, dressed as new. I smile like I've healed enough, but healing's not the same as love. I don't miss you like before, I miss the life I felt with you. Everything hurts where you used to be, even laughter sounds too thin. Every dream lost gravity when you weren't there to lean in. I don't scream, I don't fall apart, I just carry the aftershock. Everything hurts where you used to be, like my heart forgot how not to need. Maybe pain is love with nowhere to go. Maybe letting go is learning it slow. I don't want you back inside my days, I just want the hurting to change its shape. Everything hurts where you used to be, but it's softer than it was before. I can breathe through the memory, I don't collapse on the floor. I survived what I couldn't see, I outgrew the version of me. Everything hurts where you used to be, but I'm still here, and that's healing. Some wounds don't close, they just stop bleeding. folding my days around your name, like it was something safe to say. You promised nothing, still I hoped. Built a future out of things you never wrote. I learned your moods are quiet signs. Ignore the warning every time. I thought love meant I'd understand, even when you slipped right through my hands. I kept choosing you in every doubt, while you were already halfway out. I love you longer than you stayed. Held on through nights you'd already escaped. You said forever without a sound, then disappeared while I stayed around. You let go before the pain showed through. I loved the parts you never grew into. I loved you longer than you stayed, and I'm still here learning how to fade. Your absence learned my daily life. Sat at the table, slept at night. I stopped expecting your reply. Still flinched when my phone lit up with light. I rewrote endings in my head, where you turned back, where words were said. But reality was cold and clear. You were gone long before you disappeared. I was holding on to what we were. You were practicing how not to hurt. I loved you longer than you stayed. Counted the days you threw away. You smiled like nothing had changed, while my heart learned to rearrange. You moved on in quieter ways, left me alone with what remained. I loved you longer than you stayed, and paid the price you never paid. Maybe love was never meant to last. Maybe timing always cuts too fast. But I know this much is true to me. I stayed where you stopped choosing we. I loved you longer than you stayed, long after your goodbye decayed. I carried hope you couldn't hold, loved you warm while you went cold. You closed the door without regret. I'm the one who hears it yet. I loved you longer than you stayed. Now I'm learning how to walk away. I love again, just not that way. Not longer than someone decides to stay. kept asking how my days had been, but somehow still knew when I gave in. The room got loud with things unsaid while you slept peaceful in your head. I spoke in pauses, you looked away, like distance was something you learned to say. I felt smaller every time you answered love with borrowed time. You never raised your voice or left a trace, but absence started wearing your face. Your silence learned my name, said it softly every time you turned away. You knew exactly where I'd break, showed up when you chose escape. You never said goodbye out loud, but quiet taught me what you meant by now. Your silence learned my name and called me lonely all the same. I waited for words you never owned, still packed my heart where you'd unload. You listened without staying near, heard my fear but disappeared. Love felt one-sided in slow motion. I drowned in almost devotion. You mastered the art of staying calm while I kept bleeding in your arms. I begged for truth you wouldn't say, so quiet, did it in your place. Your silence learned my name, memorized the sound of all my pain. It stood between what we became and everything you couldn't claim. You never promised, never lied, just let me hold while you withdrew inside. Your silence learned my name and left before the blame. But maybe love shouldn't hurt this clean or fade behind invisible seams. But I stayed talking to empty space until quiet answered in your place. Your silence learned my name, but I won't answer it the same. I won't chase echoes down the hall or beg for words you won't recall. You taught me lost without a sound, but I'm the one still standing now. Your silence learned my name, now I'm learning how to walk away. I won't wait where nothing speaks. Some goodbyes are quiet, but they still leave. trace the lines where your hand once lay. Every corner whispers of yesterday. The laughter froze before it bloomed. Now empty rooms are all I've assumed. I replay the nights that never came, the words we never said, the unspoken flame. Even the silence held a weight of all the love we couldn't translate. I keep reaching for shadows you left. Every almost tears me to that. What we almost were still hurts. The echoes of us feel the worst. Moments that slip through our hands, promises we didn't understand. I still feel you in every scar, in the quiet breaking of my heart. What we almost were still hurts. It leaves me standing in reverse. I walk past places we could have known. Each step reminds me I'm alone. Your smile lingers in fading light. I chase it through the lonely night. Every plan that never came true, every dream I shared with you. Even the stars seem to pretend that some things just don't ever end. I hold the pieces of our might have been, learning how to let go within. What we almost were still hurts. The echoes of us feel the worst. Moments that slip through our hands, promises we didn't understand. I still feel you in every scar, in the quiet breaking of my heart. What we almost were still hurts. It leaves me standing in reverse. Maybe time will dull the ache, but some memories never break. I forgive the love we left unsaid, and cradle every tear I've shed. What we almost were still hurts, but I'm learning life can still assign strength in places you couldn't stay, love in ways that won't decay. Even if the past calls my name, I can rise from the hurt and pain. What we almost were still hurts. But I'll live beyond the verse. Let the shadows rest tonight. Carry the almost out of sight. Packed your name into every goodbye, like I could fold it small enough to hide. You said you needed space to breathe, but I was still holding what we used to be. The days kept moving, I stayed behind, counting moments you left undefined. worse, it's how it vanished too soon. I talk to silence like it knows the shape of you, the way you'd go. I kept the promises you outgrew, like they still belong to me and you. You called it over clean and clear. I called it love, I stayed right here. I let go slower than you did. I stayed where love still lived. You closed the door without a sound. I searched for reasons all around. You moved on like it didn't last. I lived inside the aftermath. I let go slower than you did, and it broke me bit by bit. Maybe I loved deeper, not wrong. Maybe holding on took me too long. But hearts don't heal on even ground. Some fall quiet, some break loud. I let go slower than you did, but I'm still standing this. I carried us when you were gone. I felt the night stretch far too long. You forgot the weight we shared. I learned how heavy love can get. I let go slower than you did, but I survived every step. One day I'll say your name and feel no ache, but tonight I'm still learning how to let go break. Kept my phone on silent loud. Every breath was hoping you'd come around. The clock learned how to lie to me, saying time would heal eventually. I wore your absence like a coat, too heavy for the nights I chose. Every maybe kept me still, every promise never fulfilled. I asked the dark how long to stay. It whispered you're allowed to walk away. It was the night I stopped waiting, stopped believing love needs breaking. I laid your name down on the floor, didn't need it anymore. I watched the stars not care at all, and felt my heart begin to fall free. It was the night I stopped waiting and finally chose me. I found myself in quiet air, no more pretending you were there. Your memory lost its hold when I stopped doing what I was told. I forgave the girl I used to be for begging love to know and I won again. The night didn't end in goodbye. It ended with me still alive. I was still learning how to breathe, with your name tangled in my sleep. Every promise half unsaid, still hanging in the words we never meant. I built tomorrow in my head, with fragile hope and borrowed plans. You were already closing doors, while I was standing where we began. I thought silence meant hold on, didn't know it meant goodbye. I was counting all our reasons while you were learning how to lie. You left before I was ready, before my heart knew how to fall. I was still choosing you daily. You were already done with us all. You left me mid-sentence, mid-dream, like love was a page you could tell. I stayed where the truth was breaking. You left before I could prepare. I replay moments like they changed, as if time could bend for pain. Your smile felt thinner near the end, but I called it just a phase. I carried us on tired faith, while you traveled light and free. I held on to what we were, you held on to who you'd be. I mistook distance for space to heal, didn't see you drifting far. You were already letting go, I was still naming all our scars. You left before I was ready, before I learned to stand alone. I was still fixing what we broke. You were already moving on. You left me loving the memory, while you erased the sound of my name. I stayed to grieve what we could have been. You left without feeling the same. Maybe I love the future too much, more than the truth in your eyes. Maybe I stayed where I felt safe, while you chose a different life. I won't beg time to bring you back, or blame myself anymore, but it still hurts to know you left before my heart closed the door. You left before I was ready, but I'm learning how to heal. I won't chase ghosts of yesterday, or doubt the pain I feel. You left before I was ready, but I stayed long enough to grow. I love deeper than you ever knew, and now I finally let you go. I wasn't ready when you left, but I'll be ready for myself. near the door that day. No dramatic words to say, just a shift in how you breathe, like you'd already left me. Your jacket stayed behind the chair, but your eyes were never there. I smiled like nothing changed, while my chest felt rearranged. I kept asking what went wrong, like answers still belonged to me. But my pulse was already shaking, like it knew what I couldn't see. My heart memorized your exit before my mind caught up in time. Every silence, every distance left a pattern I still find. You didn't say that you were leaving, but my heartbeat felt the end. It learned the shape of losing you before goodbye was even said. I talked about us in future tense, like hope could pay the rent. I planned around your absence, called it patience instead. You laughed a little softer then, your touch didn't stay as long. I called it just a moment, but my body knew I was wrong. I trusted words you didn't mean, ignored the weight inside my chest. Funny how my heart remembers what my mind tried to forget. My heart memorized your exit, every step you didn't take. It braced itself for emptiness with every promise you would break. You faded slowly, quietly, like I wouldn't feel the change. But my heart learned how to lose you long before you knew my name. Maybe love is just a warning written deep inside our veins. We feel it before it happens, before the truth explains. I won't blame myself for staying when you already had a plan. I loved with my whole nervous system. You left like only a man can. My heart memorized your exit, but it didn't harden shut. It still believes in something real. Even after us, I won't unlearn the way I loved, or wish I felt less pain. My heart remembers how you left, but it still knows my name. You walked away without a sound, but my heart heard everything. We sat in silence, hearts afraid to breathe. Your eyes said everything you wouldn't speak. The room was small, but the space was wide. Between your heartbeat and mine that night, every word we swallowed turned to pain. became a quiet rain. What we never said still haunts the air like ghosts that linger, always there. We've broken whispers, not in fights. Our truth got lost between goodbyes, and I still dream, I still regret all that we never said. The echo of your footsteps fades too slow, but in my chest your shadow grows. I keep replaying the things we missed, the love unspoken, the goodbye kiss. You turned away, I stayed instead to hold the weight of words unsaid. What we never said still burns the air like ghosts that linger, always there. We've broken whispers, not in fights. Our truth got lost between goodbyes, and I still dream, I still regret all that we never said. If silence had a sound, it'd sound like you, a melody that never made it through. If I could turn the night around, I'd tell you then, without a sound, what we never said still burns inside. A love too real for us to hide. Maybe someday when the pain has fled, I'll forgive the words we never said. Now the wind repeats your name instead, a gentle ache of what we never said. I kept your letters in the drawer, untouched but never gone. Every word still breathes inside the silence when you moved on. I thought the seasons changed too fast, but maybe it was me, still tracing every shadow where your light used to be. And I tried to find the strength to start again, but love like ours won't listen to the end. The clock keeps spinning through the night, pretending I'm okay. But time's a cruel reminder of the things we couldn't say. I wear your memory like perfume that never leaves my skin. A quiet kind of heartbreak I keep folding deep within. I still reach for ghosts I can't contain. In dreams I find you once again. I loved you longer than the sun could chase the rain, longer than the echoes of your name. You faded slowly, but the ache remains stronger. Maybe you forgot, but I loved you longer. Maybe love was never meant to stay, but I'd still choose you anyway. If forever had a price I'd pay just to hold you one more day. I loved you longer than the fire loves the flame, longer than the stars could hide your name. Even when goodbye made me stronger, my heart won't change. I loved you longer. So if you ever wonder where I've been, I'm right where your forever ends. Still whispering through the midnight air. I loved you longer. I still care. I thought forever meant something real, but forever broke the night you disappeared. You said it's not you, it's just time, but your eyes were already saying goodbye. I held the pieces trying to stay, but love was slipping fast away. I was shattered in your arms, falling slowly, torn apart. You were holding me so tight, but your heart was out of sight. In your warmth I froze instead, alive outside close that pulls me back again. Every word you said still bleeds, a wound that memory feeds. You smile like nothing slipped away, while I was begging love to stay. I was shattered in your arms, falling slowly, torn apart. You were holding me so tight, but your heart was out of sight. In your warmth I froze instead, alive outside but inside dead. You broke me gently, left your scars. I was shattered in yours. How can comfort hurt this much? Your touch was love and just a touch. I'd break again to feel it right. One last fall into the night. I was shattered in your arms, a fragile truth disguised as calm. You said you'd love me endlessly, but forever wasn't meant for me. Still I choose that breaking part, to be shattered in your arms. Now the echoes softly start. I'm still shattered in your arms. The room was quiet, your voice was low. You said some things I'll never know. The TV flickered, shadows played. Love was slipping, but I stayed. Your hand felt warm, but not the same. A love that's fading can't be tamed. Before the lights went out, we were everything, no doubt. You kissed me slow, I held on tight, pretending wrong could still be right. And though the dark erased your face, my heart still glows in that last place. Before the lights went out, the clock kept ticking, the air stood still. You said goodbye without the will. Our laughter ghosted through the hall. Now silence answers every call. I tried to speak but lost my breath. You smiled like love had met its death. Before the lights went out, we were everything, no doubt. You kissed me slow, I held on tight, pretending wrong every dawn feels like that night, half in shadow, half in light. We stood there under silver skies. Words were falling, but not our eyes. The storm began, we didn't run. Two hearts fading into one. You said maybe love just breaks this way, but the thunder stole your voice away. Now there's rain between us, every drop a memory lost. You reach for me, I turn to dust. Our forever couldn't cross under clouds. Our dreams got drowned in the echoes. Love can't be found. Now there's rain between us, and it still falls down. Your jacket still smells like the night where we kissed beneath the dying light. You said someday, but someday lied, and left me here where tears collide. The streetlights blurred, reflections grew, and all I saw was me and you. Now there's rain between us, every drop a memory lost. You reach for me, I turn to dust. Our forever couldn't cross under clouds. Our dreams got drowned in the echoes. Love can't be found. Now there's rain between us, and it still falls down. If I walk through it, would you be there, or just a shadow in the air? The rain remembers what we've done, but washes out what we've become. Now there's rain between us, cold as truth, soft as trust. I see your face in every stream, but it's only part of someone's dream. And even if the sky turns blue, the rain still falls for me and you. Drifting slow, the storm has gone, but the rain between us lingers on. I've tried the places we used to go, different faces, but they don't glow. Every laugh feels borrowed, not true, 'cause nothing feels like you. Time moves on, or so they say, but my heart stayed where you walked away. Nothing feels like you. No morning light, no ocean blue. I've searched the world, but all I find are echoes you left behind. Every touch, every view, nothing feels like you. The songs we played still haunt the night. I hum your name in fading light. They say new love can start anew, but mine's still frozen, shaped like you. Every road just leads me back to the love I'll never have. Nothing feels like you. No morning light, no ocean blue. I've searched the world, but all I find are echoes you left behind. Every touch, every view, nothing feels like you. If I could love again, I'd choose the pain, to feel you once more in the rain. You were the calm, the storm, the truth, and I'm still lost inside of you. Nothing feels like you. Not the stars, not something new. I try to heal, I try to mend, but your ghost won't let it end. Every heartbeat, every hue, nothing feels like you. Maybe someday I'll find my way, but not today, not today. I still hear the echo of your voice through the cracks of what we lost by choice. The vinyl skips on our last refrain, a melody wrapped in quiet pain. I reach for notes that fade away, haunted by the words we didn't say. This is our song in ruins, where love once danced in tune. Now silence It's still hanging by the door, like a ghost that doesn't live here anymore. Every memory burns like firelight, flickering slow, then gone in the night. I hum the lines, they break apart like shattered glass inside my heart. This is our song in ruins, where loved ones danced into. Now silence hums the truth we knew too soon. The rhythm's gone, but I'm still bruising from our song in ruins. Once we were thunder, once we were gold. Now I'm the ashes of stories untold. The chorus fades, but I can't rewind. A broken record stuck in time. This is our song in ruins, but I still hear your tune between the cracks of dark and blue. It plays the ghost of me and you. No healing comes, just echoes through. Our song in ruins. The music ends, the lights grow dim, but I still whisper where you've been. I typed a message, held my breath, watched the 3 dots fade to death. Your silence spoke like shattered glass, a quiet ending I couldn't surpass. You used to answer like the sun, and now every word feels overrun. You left me on red, no words to mend, a ghost in the glow of what we said. Our story froze inside the thread. You walked away, and I'm left on red. Every beat of my heart still tries, but you're gone between the lines. Scrolling through what used to be, your laughter saved in memory. I see your name, I see my pain, replaying goodbyes again and again. You were my morning, now you're gone, and I'm still checking what went wrong. me on red, like I am unseen between the truth and what love means. Your name still lights my broken phone, but I'm replying to myself alone. You said nothing, but it said it all. Left unread, I took the fall. Maybe one day I'll stop checking blue, but tonight I'm still waiting for seeing from you. I still hear laughter in the rain, fading echoes, soft but never fade. Every picture I try to hide away still breathes your name in quiet gray. I thought healing meant forgetting you, but every scar remembers too. 'Cause love was never meant to last forever, and I'm learning slow to face the truth. It's a masterpiece of pain and surrender, the art of letting go of you. Your shadow lingers in my empty room, like a ghost that hums our favorite tune. I paint my smile with trembling hands, pretending I still understand. They say time will make it right, but I'm still dancing with the night. 'Cause love was never meant to last forever, and I'm learning slow to face the truth. It's a masterpiece of pain and surrender, the art of letting go of you. Maybe one day I'll breathe again and call your name without the pain. But for now, my heart's a broken frame where your light still softly remains. 'Cause love was never meant to last forever, and I'm learning slow to face the truth.